The world simulation is a radical experiment in learning that is the centerpiece of the Legal Studies World History 1 course at First Colonial High School. The project was inspired by Michael Wesch, a college professor of anthropology at Kansas State University. The concept was created in a fit of frustration with the traditional classroom setting in which the teacher was the center of learning. Of utmost concern was the nature of questions students were asking, which tended to be administrative and procedural rather than penetrative, critical, and insightful. The least favorite question was also the most common. What do we need to know for this test? Something had to be done, so I began to adapt my own version of the world simulation. Students are asked to imagine the world in the classroom. We create a map that mimics the geographical, environmental, and biological diversity of our real world. The map is laid onto a map of the classroom, and students are asked to imagine themselves living in the environment of that map. The entire LSA freshman class is divided into 12 to 15 groups of about 6 to 8 students in each group. Each group is challenged to create their own cultures to survive in their own unique environments. The world simulation itself only takes 3 hours and moves through 5,000 metaphorical years from 3500 BC to 1500 AD. However, practically the entire year is spent in preparing for this simulation. It will all take place in a large room such as the gym, where all of the cultures interact with one another. Students will use props for currencies, natural resources, and other elements that recreate the world system. Essentially, we attempt to simulate world history in an attempt to understand the underlying social and cultural processes that interconnect us all. The ultimate goal is to allow students to actually experience how the world system works and explore some of the most important questions now facing humanity, such as those of global inequality, globalization, culture loss, environmental degradation, and in the worst case scenario, genocide. While the world simulation itself is the pinnacle of the project in the eyes of the students, there are months of preparation that must be done leading up to it. The world simulation manifests itself into a cross-curricular experience involving English, science, introduction to law, and of course social studies. Each course acts as a support system for the project by providing essential insight and knowledge to the students, which allows the world simulation to be a meaningful experience for everyone. In English, students are required to read Alas, Babylon by Pat Frank as a summer assignment. The students are given several prompts they must respond to in a discussion board format to prepare them for the experiences they will face in the world simulation project. As you can see, the students put much thought into this process. In earth science, students are charged with the task of exploring the characteristics of their country's geographical makeup. Students create both a digital and a 3D model of their country. This model was first brought to life through an Excel program which points plots on a graph. Finally, the students construct a 3D model using heavy cardboard and foam. Once the models are put together, students have a much better understanding of how geography can affect their way of life. In World History class, students create a country name and use a wiki space to create a website about their country. It is here that students from all of the classes can come to learn more about their fellow citizens of the world. The website includes information about the social, political, religious, intellect, technological, economic, and geographical aspects of the country. Students also create their own flags, which are hung in a Model United Nations room. The World Simulation Project has been designed with the mission of Virginia Beach Public Schools in mind. The project requires students to use and master several 21st century learning skills, including problem solving, group collaboration, planning, prioritizing, and reasoning while using technology such as Wikispaces and photo stories to express their ideas and communicate with fellow classmates. According to Strategic Objective Number 1, all teachers will engage every student in a meaningful, authentic, and rigorous work through the use of innovative instructional practices and supportive technologies that will motivate students to be self-directed and inquisitive learners. Let's take a look at student engagement in the World Simulation Project.
The World world simulation project that we've done this year has been a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us because anyone could sit here and just study a book all day long and you don't get the same meaning out of it, but when you're actually hands-on and actually creating a country and actually having to run it yourself, you get to really know hands-on how the country works and all the guidelines and what they went through back in prehistory, and really learning it one-on-one rather than just sitting here and reading a boring book all day.
What I really like about the World Simulation Project is that it feels like you're actually running your own world, sort of, kind of, and everyone breaks into groups and gets to control everything, so we really get to go to war.
Okay, the history and origin of the name of our country, the Republic of ELE, was named after the values and morals of our great country and the citizens who live there. These morals include the love and respect for the other countries and the citizens who live there.
Our goal is to remain peaceful.
Okay,
with
but
everybody.
Still, okay,
Yeah, that's our goal.
That could like help us out. We could have more food, more water, more place to raise cattle.
Wait, didn't you want to kill everybody like 2 seconds ago?
No, we have to.
Yeah, I just had to do
everybody
that.
here.
But it can help us.
Wait, so
like,
what's the point of exploding there?
us.
Hurting
Doing
people
what?
would help
Hurting
selfish.
people?
No.
No, like
Usually when you're friends with someone, they give you stuff.
But we're
instead
not
of
friends with them.
killing you. I mean, why not?
So then how would that be helpful? How would that be helpful?
It wouldn't be. We gotta be cool with everybody, but still remain our country.
But how are we gonna stay strong then? We collapse with people running over us.
But why would they attack us in the first place if we're supposed to be friends with them?
We're not friends with nobody.
Everyone loves
Yeah, everyone loves
everyone.
everybody. ELE.
Alright, ELE, okay. But with Austin over there, we can start plotting on us, then we'll try to do it.
He won't start plotting on us because we won't be friends with
Us
him.
right here. Like, y'all
Austin, do
Are
you
you gonna
think,
plot against us?
are you going to bomb us, our country?
Absolutely we are. See, what we're going to do is we have a very strong republic,
Are you
we have a
serious
very
right
strong military, and we're going to try and conquer as many countries as we can, and then we're going to turn it into like a dictatorship.